welcome to Afternoon Express. My name is Balisa Dembe, and yep, you guessed right, it's Tuesday, which means it's a cook-along. And in the kitchen, joining us for her very first cook-along, we have Chef Roo. Girl, finally you decide to join us. How are you?
I'm good, so excited.
I'm so excited. Chef Mo,
Yes.
you're right there with us, girl.
Happy to have Roo with
Energy
us.
levels all the way
Yes.
up in the kitchen today. I'm so excited to get stuck in because we've got quite exciting recipes up our sleeve. Now, we never keep it bland when one of our most anticipated shows in the week comes around. As usual, we have some exciting recipes in the kitchen today. So make sure you have your aprons on, your ears opened as we get right into the thick of it. Now, we're joined by the lovely Chef Mo in the kitchen, who will be the guiding force of our yummy main dish. And of course, we've got none other than the talented Chef Roo, who will be taking us through a decadent dessert treats planned for us today. Now, Chef Mo, first things first, our main. What do you have up your sleeve?
So we have a gluten-free tortilla that we're going to make from scratch.
Okay.
Super easy, few ingredients. And to go with that is a smoky bean filling.
Oh, delicious. So
All
we're going
flavor.
vegan, we're going gluten-free.
Vegan,
And if you would like to try that recipe at home, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs cost R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. Chef Roo, you've got something special, a champion peppermint tart for us.
We're making a classic to celebrate, so we've got a peppermint chocolate tart, and that's going to be a classic dish.
South African fan favorite. Of course, if you would love to try that recipe at home, all you have to do is SMS the keyword treats to 33650. And again, SMSs are charged at R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. Now, do remember to connect with us on social media. We are dying to hear from you. But I want to know today, how many languages do you speak? Questions. I know myself, I speak 3, so go over to Twitter, tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook page. Now, Umtata seems to have all the fan favorites. Now, Umtata is in the Eastern Cape, and it's home to some of the country's most popular personalities. Hailing all the way from Umtata himself, Donovan Goliath forms part of this impressive roster. Seasoned comedian and MC joins us to chat all about his career that seems to be growing in leaps and bounds. Now, earlier this year, the multifaceted man was part of opening the Melville Comedy Club, and which has been, of course, a groundbreaking platform for comedians around the country. Now, if you've got any questions for Donovan, head over to our social media platforms, but remember to use the hashtag Afternoon Express. Welcome to the loft, Donovan.
Thank you so much. You know, I'm watching you like you are so skilled at this thing, eh?
What?
I know. You are. Yinja.
I know, Yinja, yeah,
Thank you. It sounds like all your words come out in an Uber black. It's just...
Smooth. No, but Donovan, look, I think from you, that is such a pat on my back, because you have started from the ground up. You've made a name for yourself in a cutthroat industry.
Yes.
For you, some career highlights. I know we've enjoyed watching you on our TV screens. You've made us laugh from the core. You seem to be Uber helicopter.
You see now.
Because you're just soaring in the sky, homie.
You know, it's I've really had an interesting time. A lot of people don't know this, actually, but before I got into comedy, I used to be in advertising.
Yeah.
I was an advertising art director for 7 years, made TV ads, you know, studied art and design, moved to Joburg, did that, and then went to watch stand-up one day. Saw this guy doing stand-up. I loved that he was just telling stories about his life in jail, and I took to it, and I was like, I can do this. Wrote my first 5-minute set, and that was it, you know. So if we're talking about highlights, I think the first time I jumped on stage, that was probably it. That first 5 minutes, because you have no idea, you know, what's about to happen. You just take a massive risk.
And you know,
then bam.
with stand-up comedy, it's quite interesting, the relationship that the comedian has with the audience.
Yeah.
Because I know we'll be roasting some things in the kitchen today, but you guys go full on and roast people in the crowd. You kind of just go at it. How is that like for you? Isn't it kind of nerve-wracking to have like a dead crowd?
It is nerve-wracking, and it's happened to all of us, you know. I mean, if you consider yourself a stand-up comic, you know, and you've performed enough, then chances are you've died a lot as well, because that's the risk that you take when you jump on stage. Because the thing that a lot of people never get is that the reaction is immediate. You know, when you go on stage, what you throw out, you have to get that feedback immediately for you to keep going. And, oh, man, I've died so many times. I'm not...
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Do you think that that's made you a stronger comedian and
It
kind of
does.
made you pick yourself up again?
It does. You look, there's 2 ways that you can approach it. Like, the first way is you can just, like, give it up completely, which we've seen a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Or step back, figure out why it didn't work, try it again, you know, go back, test it on a different audience. if it keeps dying consistently, then it's your fault. You must
There's
just get
something
rid
to
of
be
the
said.
joke. Yes, but it definitely makes you stronger. You know, I think it's the most vulnerable position you can ever put yourself in. Going on stage and just talking to people in jail is very difficult.
Absolutely.
Making them laugh,
It's like a step up.
but it's fun. Though,
And that time, a lot of
when
people,
it works.
try act hard, I think, and be like, oh, he's not that funny.
Yeah.
You know, but you come from storytelling. I mean,
Yes.
as an advertiser, to telling stories in your on stage about your life. How different are the two worlds?
You know, people always say, how could you leave a job in advertising, it was
Yeah.
secure, at a huge agency, everything was amazing, and move into comedy? And I always say that it's creativity, it's storytelling at the end of the day. Only this time, the ideas belong to me. I decide what I do with them. You know, when you're in a 9 to 5, doesn't matter how many ideas you come up with, they still belong to a brand, a person who is in charge of this company. Now, it's all me, you know, and I take full responsibility for it, but I prefer it because I really just control the narrative and I do it the way I want to, you know, without anybody adding their 2 cents and molding it to what they would like it to be. So, yeah, the transition for me was pretty simple.
You seem like such a pro in everything that you do. Now, I want to take it to the beginning, before you were the pro that I'm seeing in front of me here today. I mean, besides finding a love for comedy, who was that one person in your life that you can kind of look back and say, they gave me the wings, the confidence to kind of solidify myself in this industry and say, hey, look, I'm going to go for it regardless?
In comedy, specifically?
In comedy, yeah.
I'm going to take it a little step back,
entertainment.
actually. And I'll give you, I'll tell you the person. When I was studying art and design, there was a lecturer of mine, Mary Duker, right? I'll never forget her. Every time I go back to PE, I always, you know, try and connect with her because she always told me, there's 2 of them. There's Mary Duker and my Catholic priest, Father Fisher from Switzerland.
What are the chances?
Yeah. They always told me that, man, you're going to be so great one day. You know, you're going to be a teacher. And I never like a teacher, but what they actually meant was that you're going to inspire a lot of people, not teacher in the literal sense. You're going to inspire a lot of people. And I never, ever, you know, took that seriously. But Mary Duker, like, she was hard on me. She told me, get out of PE. You don't need to be here. Take a chance. Go ahead. Do your thing. Just discover. Be curious. Because that's what I am.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, in comedy, David Gow, you know, for giving me my first shot on Blacks Only, like 1 year into comedy. I think I was like 6 months into comedy and he just gave me a shot. Here we go, do your thing, in front of like 3,000 or 4,000 people. That was a huge thing because automatically you go, this person trusts me. Obviously, I'm doing something right for him to put me on this lineup.
And he's already got such an incredible, strong name for himself in the industry. So weren't you intimidated by that?
Not at all. I was excited, you know. And you know what's weird is I come from a small town. I come from Mthatha, you know, and meeting somebody like David Gow, I tried my best, even though we're in the same industry, like he's right here next to me, I'm having a conversation with him, but on the inside I'm freaking out because I used to watch this person on TV. Now you are here having a conversation with me going, hey man, I think you're really funny. Can I put you on my show? And I'd only ever been to like 1 Blacks Only show before then, so it was such a big deal for me, you know? Yeah.
And now you've found yourself in your own world, your own space, and you've created your very own platform. I mean, congratulations. You collaborated with, of course, incredible minds, Goliath and Goliath, and a few other partners to make Melville Comedy Club. I mean, that is huge. That's mind-blowing for me.
Look,
How was that
I'll take a step back, though.
Okay.
I think the big one for us was Melrose, the Goliath Comedy Club in Melrose Arch. That was the massive one. And because we'd been running gigs for a very long time before then. At one point, we were running like 7 or 8 gigs a week, you know, just to build a name for ourselves. And we started running gigs to build platforms for us to perform on because you'd have to wait for like 2 months before you actually got a spot. And we were like, yay.
We ain't got the time.
We got to perform, but also to create platforms for younger guys to perform because only the bigger guys were getting a shot, you know, and getting time on stage. So that's the thing with comedy. You know, if you don't spend time on stage, you're never going to get good. You're never going to grow. So that's what we did. And the Goliath Comedy Club, oh man, what a blessing. You know, I think all the work that we had put in, all the chances we took, that was really just, you know, a wonderful kind of moment for us, you know, where people said, look, the space has become available. Would you like to take a chance? Jason Goliath, my business partner, bless him. You know, he dives straight in, Jason. He's like, no, we can take a chance. We can do this, you know. So what's the thing I love about him the most is that he's such a huge risk taker and convinced all of us, you know, the rest of the team that, no. I know that we aren't Melrose Arch
Level.
that LSM is... There's a very big gap between us and the LSM at Melrose Arch. But he really convinced us that we could do it, you know, and we did. And, oh, man, we've been so fortunate with it.
That's incredible.
I know there's an image that's just come up on screen now where, you know, Trevor called us one day. He was coming down to South Africa to do a big show in Johannesburg. And he's like, hey, man, can I come through and just, you know, practice at your club? And the audience didn't know that he was coming.
Wow.
So the people that were just there to watch a normal show, and I was hosting that day, and I'm like, oh, we've got this guy who's decided to come through.
You might know him, might not know him.
The guy came and did 2.5 hours of just testing stuff to see what happens.
Incredible.
Man, what a big deal.
That seems like it's such a nice space as fertile ground to not only establish yourself if you're in the industry, but as you said, for those up-and-coming artists, for those people who don't have the exposure, they don't have, you know, we keep hearing about open up the industry. That conversation is now so popular on social media, and we're seeing it trickle into so many different industries.
Yes.
Do you find that your platform is giving exactly that?
It's what Goliath and Goliath has always been based on. You know, it's always been for other people because, you know, our clubs don't exist without comedians. You know, fans and audiences that come through, you know, clubs don't exist without them. So it's really, you know, that's what it's all about. But we're very fortunate, very proud to say that there are a lot of guys out there who are doing amazing things right now that, you know, have come through our platforms, who started out on our stages, who have now gone out and done their own things. So, you know, I mean, for us, we don't look at it as you know, like open up the industry has become quite a controversial thing.
Yes.
We're just giving guys a shot, man, because it was hard for us to get a shot.
And pride, I'm sure, just like bursts out of you looking back at all the people that you've opened up for and the people that you now see doing the most in their own industry.
It's amazing. It's the best.
And now not only myself, but our social media is dying to hear from you. So we've asked them if they've got any questions for you.
Sure.
Of course, Donovan on social media. We've got Pammy Umtetwa here who says, I cannot wait. It's going to be so much laughter in the kitchen today. Don't burn them pots. Pammy, girl, which pots are you talking about? We are pros. Do you have anything to say to Pammy?
You know what, Pam? You've put me under the spotlight now. I hope I'm not going to burn them pots. But, yeah, no, we'll see how it goes.
So Zama Impela. We've got Uziana Graham here who asked, are the Goliaths all related?
This question keeps coming up. The Goliaths are not all related. I'm not related to the other guys. Nicholas and Jason are cousins, and then Kate Goliath, who's our manager, is Jason's sister.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Keeping it all in the family.
Related. Yeah, but now we are... We're brothers.
You're brothers. Brothers by choice, and that's what's important. Well, you've been speaking a big game throughout the beginning of the show about throwing it down in the kitchen.
I'm pretty good in the kitchen, eh?
Okay, well, we're going to put that exactly to the test. So after the break, we put Donovan's cooking skills to the test. Do not miss out.
This is it. After weeks of grueling challenges and intense boardroom deliberations, it all comes down to this. Only 3 of the top 5 will win the opportunity of a lifetime when they are declared the winners of the next brand ambassador. Tune in to see the judges' final verdicts and find out who will be victorious. Don't miss the grand finale on Thursday, 7th November at 7:30 p.m. Repeat Saturdays at 2 p.m. on SABC3. Proudly brought to you by Capitec.
Clover Good Hope Soy Milk. Soy goodness naturally. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express on my favorite day of the week, a Cook-Along Tuesday. Now, who says that you can't enjoy your favorite foods in a healthy way? With thanks to the wholesomeness of Clover Good Hope Soy Milk, our smoky bean tortillas will prove that you can. To get the recipe, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs cost R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. Chef Mo?
Yes, girl.
Girlfriend, you have something special because I know that this is gluten-free,
Yes.
super healthy, super fresh, and something that everyone needs to try.
Absolutely, and it's vegan. We all need to try and do a bit of plant-based foods here and there where we can. So I'm going to get you to mix. We've got some chickpea flour. And a bit of tapioca, but you can do, if you have normal flour at home, go for that, but you are gluten intolerant, right?
You know what, apparently.
they
No,
say.
apparently. When I was in a small, when I was in Mthatha, from a small town, I suffered from very simple things. Fever, flu, now and then.
Okay.
You go to Joburg, you move to a big city, you start earning money. Gluten intolerant.
They say you're gluten intolerant. They put a name
your
on it.
illnesses just become expensive for no reason. So
Standards.
thank you for looking after my health here.
We have to.
You see, we don't want no fevers or anything after
No,
Afternoon
man.
Express feeds you.
Yes.
And this is soy milk that you're
Soy
using.
milk, yeah. This is the regular. You also get the unsweetened one, and you get different flavors. So if you want to do a bit of baking, you can also use those other flavors.
Okay.
So you're going to mix that to a batter while you guys get onto our smoky bean filling.
Okay, stunning. Chef Rue?
So
You
we
seem to
are
have all the
chopping
staples
up
here.
all the things for our smoky bean filling. So we're going to start with our garlic and onions
Okay.
for our flavor base.
Okay.
And then to that we'll add our beans. So we
Okay.
can just get cracking with that.
And how else can you fill your tortillas if you want at home, depending on, I guess, what veggies you have?
So yeah, depending what veggies you have, corn is a good one. Carrots are a bulk filler. You can add basically anything that you want. Yeah, but beans are traditionally what's used for a tortilla.
What you use.
Yeah.
I know me from Durban, we don't do tortillas or anything. Sendu roti. You know roti. We make roti and we just put whatever we have, whatever you use in your skaftin for school,
Yeah.
you just want to put it all in there. So I want to find out from you at home, how do you best enjoy your tortillas? If you're a meat eater, if you're a fish eater, or if you're vegan, I want to find out from you, what is your favorite type of tortilla? Here we're using, of course, just beans, so we're keeping it vegan friendly. So we want to also challenge you to try some meat-free Mondays, some meat-free vibes, you know, keep it fluid in the kitchen and obviously test yourself out.
Yeah.
What would you ordinarily, Donovan, add in your tortilla? What's your favorite filling?
I'm a big fan of beef strip and bean, maybe a bit of quinoa or brown rice in a tortilla. I think that's amazing.
That is.
I do like this idea of yours of how in Durban. Tortilla is a roti. Sorry, you need to come through. That's exactly what it is. I just realized now, as you said it, I'm like, yeah, man, that's exactly what it is.
Localized version.
It really, really, really is. Oh, no. But I love the fact that you're into your hearty meals, your hearty dishes. I mean, with that beef, the fillingness of it. Did you watch the rugby this weekend? You
Oh, I
better say you
absolutely watched
did.
the rugby. It was one of... Oh, man, what a thing. What a time.
What a moment.
What a time.
I think just everyone was so emotional, the goosebumps of it all, just feeling the vibe in the day. I know we were in the streets, we were at the shops, just kind of singing, waving our flags all around. I mean, and it was just such a
Dude.
nice moment where South Africa came together.
The tears. The tears. And, you know, at some point, I was with my friends, and I'm like, no, man, I'm going to let it go now. There's no way you cannot.
You
I
just have to let it
go.
rip, let the tears flow. Oh, no.
Chef Mo, sorry, how long do I keep this going for?
Until they start bubbling. See, it's quite a wet batter, and then we're going to flip them over.
Wet
Okay. Since you know
Look at
exactly how to throw it down in the kitchen.
Excuse me?
You said so.
No, that was earlier on.
Oh.
No, you guys didn't tell me that we're
change?
making tortillas. I feel like, should we be speaking? It's a Mexican thing. It's a Mexican
Yes,
dish.
andale, andale, arria,
So we should be
arria.
speaking in a Mexican accent, essentially.
Is it Spanish?
Is it Spanish?
Yes.
And
Oh.
speaking about being bilingual and multilingual, we've asked you on our social media platforms, how many languages do you speak? Are you bilingual? Is there a little some extra? I mean, we've got 11 official languages
Yes.
in the country, but we know that you are fluent in Xhosa as well.
Dithathi
Yeah.
Xhosa. Now
India.
that's Xhosa.
Kanwenwenje.
Okay, Sukaphi?
Cape Town.
What's a Kapi? Oh, this is so nice. No, I like that.
It's from Yam.
Cape Town.
How do I say it? Ikapa.
Ekaba. Ekapa.
Ekapa. You got to stretch it though. Like you got to take it from here. So add 3 A's to Ekapa. Ekapa.
I see you.
It must sound threatening.
Dihlala ikapa.
Ekapa.
Oh, okay.
Let's try it one more time.
I'll work on that.
No, Ekapa. Let's do it now before we go.
Okay, ikapa.
There we go.
I love the pressure because we do not stop until we get it right in this
Beautiful.
kitchen.
Can I flip it?
Yeah.
Donovan, you seem to
Yes,
be a
ma'am.
pro at everything that you do. I mean, right now you're throwing it down, holding it down in the kitchen. It seems like you're fluent in Xhosa. What can't you do? You're also starting a podcast.
I am starting a podcast and working on a one-man show. There are a lot of big things on the cards.
Absolutely.
I'm starting a podcast called Yes, But How, because I enjoy the process of things, you know? So, like, I could get Chef Mo in here and go, yes, but how do you manage to cut that onion so fast without cutting your finger?
Oh, wow. So
You know?
basically you're just asking people how best they do what they
Yes,
do.
but also like weird things, you know, where there's certain things that nobody ever, never questions. You know, when you watch like a trailer for, say, like Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
and they put like they somehow manage to tell a narrative where they cut little bits up from movies where it seems to be about love.
Yes.
Have you ever sat and thought about like, wait, man, did you watch all of these movies just to get those certain words and put it together? That's what I want to know.
I actually always do think that those incredible editors who are able to just put any and all things together. And I mean, you're now stepping into that role where you kind of have to be a pro at what you're doing.
Yeah.
How does that feel moving into the space? I know it's not necessarily a new space for you,
Yes.
but it's you just enhancing your talents.
You know what? I won't even say it's a new space. I speak, you know, for a living. Are we done here?
Yeah.
No?
Looks
Is
good,
that
looks
good?
good.
Golden
Looks-
brown. Should we let it drip a little bit?
A little bit.
There
and
we
then
go.
you can do us another one, please.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
The pressure is on. No, but absolutely. You speak so fluently and you speak from the heart. And I think that that's
Yeah.
what a lot of people just kind of engage with you on. Whether you're TV presenting, whether you're emceeing, people can connect to the soul that you are. Is this something that you're going to be bringing into your shows?
It's definitely something I'm going to be bringing into a show. I've got a new show coming up called Big City Life. And it's really about moving from a small town to a big city and how they never teach you big city etiquette when you move there. It's like when you
That's
get
so
to a big city.
What
When you
is
get to a
that?
big city and then somebody presents you, like in your first board meeting, then they come with a platter with halloumi on it. Did you know what halloumi was the
Who's
first
gonna
time
tell you?
you
You don't know halloumi.
Siqhele cheddar nekauta.
Sana.
What is halloumi?
Oh, no, but that seems like something that a lot of people can relate to, of course.
Yeah.
We see a lot of the time people from small towns like Mthatha moving into the big cities, and they kind of have to find their feet.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And, you know, it's been interesting, actually, this comedy thing, where it's taken me. I'm busy working on a massive campaign right now with idols of mine. You know, Pearl Thusi is part of the campaign, Boiti is part of the campaign, and we've got Ayanda MVP as well, part of the campaign.
Those are some big
Those are
heavy
big
hitters,
names, you know.
yeah.
I'm very fortunate to be working with them on this thing. It's called the Republic of Extra Cold, and my role is
my
Minister of
goodness.
Vibe.
Well, I think that you are quite professionally placed there because you're truly creating a vibe in this kitchen. So
Straight
how are
up.
the tortillas going along? How's the filling happening?
The filling's pretty good. We've got some nice texture here on our first one. So what we're going to do is, Chef Mo, we're just going to try and let this one go a little bit longer in case somebody wants just a little bit of crisp on theirs. Right?
The expert has spoken.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're also throwing some new ingredients in here. Chef Roo, what are we
So
adding?
we're adding our beans first.
Okay.
You can add these first.
Palisa, we are fine. Okay. Beans first.
Yes.
Is this even happening? Are you guys, what's
is
going
happening.
on?
This is coming to... Can you not smell the aromas coming from the kitchen?
Take it in.
Where are your carrots? Oh,
They're coming.
They're
Okay,
coming. We're just wanting the beans to infuse all of those flavors. Taking it
Okay,
all
Chef
in.
Roo.
Is this judge rivalry here? Or not judge, like chef rivalry?
Right, there's clearly something in the air. I don't know what it is, but there's more things that are hot than these pots in this kitchen. Okay,
So
then
we
what
just
else?
added our carrots, and then you can add our
Oh, I burned
tomato
this one a
paste.
little bit, but it looks delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, tomato paste.
Yes,
Get right in there.
right in there, and then sugar to that.
Okay, we can add sugar. Oh, and the sugar helps cut through that acidity.
Definitely. Yes.
Hey,
You're picking this up.
you see now.
Chef Bali Bay is what I go by. Okay, stunning. This seems to be coming along really, really together. And what I like about these tortillas is that they'll be so filling, so flavorful, and then we're adding a little sweet touch a little later. So whilst we get this all simmering in the kitchen, we put the final touches on this tasty gluten-free meal after the break. Do not move a muscle.
Join former Miss World Dr. Raleen Strauss and the ever so suave Nico Panaggio as they host this year's Pink Polo presented by Biomedical Emporium on the 9th of November at Valdevie Estate. With proceeds going to breast cancer awareness, be part of SA's Who's Who saying hello to summer with a day of polo, fashion, sunshine and celebrity in the Winelands at the Pink Polo, presented by Biomedical Emporium.
Clover Good Hope Soy Milk. Soy goodness naturally. Made with love by Clover.
All right.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now we're adding the finishing touches to our smoky bean tortillas. To get this recipe, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs cost R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. All the ingredients are coming together so perfectly in the kitchen. It shows that we've got true pros behind the table today. How are you? Finely chopped cabbage here. Donovan, how's that feeling?
Listen, I don't know, there's two ladies in this kitchen who might be out of a job soon. Is all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
You know?
Coming for our jobs.
You know?
Donovan, don't make us, don't touch us on our studio, ne? Please, please. Chef Mo, how's it going over there? Please, may you just give us a quick update and rerun of what we've done so far.
So we've done our tortillas because, you know, we're a step ahead on this side of the kitchen.
Well.
Hey. So now we're working on our slaw, which Donovan is just shredding the cabbage very finely. I'm doing some carrots, and then you are going to add some spices to your filling, right?
Yes. Absolutely. So what spices do you have, Chef?
So we've got some cayenne pepper, and then some smoked paprika. Of course, it can't be a Spanish dish without some smoked paprika.
We got to have that little bit of a kick to it.
Coriander, and some cumin.
Nice.
These are warm spices, so it gets the dish so nice and like homey and comfort food, all of that.
Okay.
Then we're going to add some tomato paste to that.
Oh, so on top of the chopped tomatoes, we add tomato paste.
Adding...
Is this just to like thicken up the sauce?
Yes, but also tomato paste has a more concentrated flavor of tomatoes, so that's just to bring together the tomato flavor.
Okay.
And then some stock, some vegetable stock. So you want to add in just enough because it's going to cook down. You don't want your filling to be soggy and wet because it'll obviously mess up your tortillas. You want it to be just right and comes together well.
Consistency is key here, as they say growing up. And obviously consistent is exactly that what you are, Donovan.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, whether you are on stage, whether you're doing whatever you're doing, you make sure that you do it to the best of your ability. But it can't always be easy.
It's never easy. And it shouldn't ever be easy, you know, because that's what makes it fun. You know, when it's unpredictable, when it's spontaneous, that's the beauty about my job. Every time I go on stage, there's a new audience. Every time I do an interview, it's always something new, you know. So for me, fortunately, I'm very curious. I like learning things, you know. I like being exposed to things. So I throw myself into a lot of those situations. So I like that it isn't easy, actually.
Is there any time where you doubt yourself, where you're like, can I actually do this? Especially now as you're about to launch new ventures.
Every single time,
Yeah.
you know. It's like every single time I jump on stage, I'm nervous. I pace. I'm up and down. There's always like I leave room in my head for something to go wrong. You know, it just forces me, you know, to really go out there and fight for it. You know, and make sure that I get it. And it's like it's exactly what I predicted or what I pictured in my head before I went on. So yeah. Every time.
You know, when you started out and you decided to quit your job and you moved into this brand new space, on the days where you just couldn't get up, on the days where you felt despondent, how do you pick yourself up again? How do you keep going?
In this new space.
In whichever new space you find yourself in. I know there was a time you even wanted to do graphic design and there were some naysayers. How do you keep your chin up?
Look, you just have to. Like, there's no real formula, you know, it's those cliched things. You just have to get up and do it, you know. Now with comedy, I think the one thing that keeps me going is there's like I can't describe to you the laughs, what it feels like when 1,000 people you throw something out and 1,000 people just respond to your crazy ideas. You know, it's like a drug. That in comedy, that's the thing that'll keep you going.
I think the closest thing that I can liken it to is live television. I mean,
Probably.
being on a platform like this, you get to connect with so many different people across South Africa, which we're so grateful for. We're able to bring such incredible talents like yourself onto our platform and learn, build, grow from each other. And of course, the darling chefs in the kitchen. I mean, I learn daily here. So I can only imagine in your space how you're able to grow as an individual.
Absolutely. And, you know, like I come here, I listen to you speak and how you handle the show, and I kind of pick up from what you're doing, going, damn, you know, you're so good. You're able to, like, really just, you know, jump onto whatever topic and then just run with it. It's amazing. It's pretty impressive, you know?
Well, luckily, today's show is all about you. so, ladies, how is the slaw coming along? I love a good coleslaw just to cut through and add some freshness to the dish.
It's coming along. We also have some ingredients over there, and I hope you're not burning the pots, Palesa.
I could never burn any pots.
Have a
How
look
Chef
what's
Mo
going on. Okay.
Chef Mo's putting me on blast, but it's okay. Connect with us on social media. Let's keep the conversation going online. Let us know how many languages you speak. If you've got any tips and tricks for this specific dish up your sleeve, share with us on our social media platforms. Or if you like something, if you want us to try something new in the kitchen, let us know exactly what to try. And who knows, maybe your recipe will be featured on the next Afternoon Express cook-along. So, on the slaw, it's looking already so good. We've got our cabbage here, we've got our carrots,
cucumber, and then we've added a dressing. So we've got two versions. This is a crunchier one, this is a finer one. I like to use both because of texture. So we've got that, and then we'll add our beans to it.
Stunning. And of course, what's a Mexican meal without avocados? Now, I'm such an avocado fan.
Absolutely.
There's nothing I like more than avos in any dish, basically.
So we are now going to assemble, and maybe it's a little challenge between you and Donovan, who makes the best little tortilla.
What's on the line? What's on the line? Oh, whoever wins gets a double dose of desserts. I know that we're making your favorite desserts with a peppermint tart. So, do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
So whoever makes the best gets a double dose. I will give up my dessert to you.
Really?
If you, hands down, if social media says you put together the best tortilla, I'm not a sore loser.
All right.
So you both have your tortillas, you have your bean filling, and we have some coleslaw, so go crazy.
Here we go.
So what do you start with? Is there a process? Do you have to start with something specifically, or does it matter?
Well, this is your tortilla, so...
Oh, so you can do whatever you want.
Decide.
So you can
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm just going to give a little bit of a trade secret away, and that is all I will say. Since this is a competition, I will be fair. I like to start with the less wet ingredients, so it doesn't make the tortilla soggy.
Very smart.
So do what you want with that information. If you want your tortilla to be soggy, call back.
Why do you tell me that once I put the stuff on?
Yes, we see that.
Oh, man.
But
Thank you
luckily
for
the
that tip.
filling, it's not too wet, so it's
Exactly. Thank
fine.
you, Chef Mo.
Yeah,
You got
nice
me.
save.
Okay,
Who
okay.
got me?
Okay, stunning. So we've also asked you on social media if you've got any questions for Donovan. And we've got Shireen Adams here, who used the hashtag Afternoon Express. Shout out to you, Shireen. And said, hi, Donovan Goliath. How
Hello.
did your love for comedy start? Was it always a passion?
It was always a passion. You know, when I was growing up, I was thinking about this the other day. My sister and I used to like imitating our parents' friends, or just like our, just like older members of our family.
I've been
And we would
kangile.
laugh. We would laugh, at these impersonations that we would do of these people. And it just started from there. But I've always loved attention. I've always been that kid who, was in school plays, who, will jump in the middle of the circle at a club. And, I just enjoy entertaining and making people laugh.
Oh, stunning. But I think that is so fitting for you. And you've definitely used what has always been a passion to your benefit and, of course, inspiring others. When you walk away from your career in your old age, because I hope you're not giving up anytime soon, what's the one thing you want people to walk away with remembering you?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
That
Welcome
is
to
a very
Afternoon
difficult
Express.
question. Wow, I was about to go, and then what is the one thing that I would like people to remember me by?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, I can already just say from the spirits that I have encountered today and from us speaking, I would love to say for you, it's just your love for humans, your love for people.
That's exactly it.
You've got an incredible way of connecting. I mean, I just met you and I feel like we've known each other forever. We've been age-old friends. Maybe it's because I have been watching you forever. But I think that there's just such an incredible, inspiring energy that you bring to a room. And as soon as you step in, you also have that presence. You're not only that thing. Only that thing that you cannot be ignored.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow.
I love that.
You just summed it up for me just like that.
And with that being said, my tortilla is done.
That looks so good.
Garnish yours a little bit. Let's make
That
this
looks
look
so
fancy.
good.
Let's make it look fancy.
Make it look fancy. Do a
Just the
little
right
spring
amount
onion.
Of everything.
Of everything.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
But this
Okay.
is looking pretty amazing though, Chef Mo.
Yeah, you did a good job.
I think Donovan is like the male version of a tortilla because it is rustic, it is rugged, it is filled to the brim. Mine, of course,
I
is
like
petite.
Oh, wow.
Mine is cute. But of course, the decision is not mine. It's not mine alone. The decision is yours. Go over to our social media platforms. Are you hashtag Team Bali or you hashtag Team Donovan? Go over, tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook page. Bon appetit. Voila. This is looking good. Let me not boil the pots
Oh,
before
yeah.
Pammy
The
comes for me.
There we go.
Before Pammy comes for me. Oh, no, stunning. What's your favorite thing to throw down and make in the kitchen?
Man, you know what? Recently I've started, I like to make healthy food because of the way, the nature of our job and, we're always traveling.
Yeah.
I keep it simple, but I try and eat well.
Yeah.
I try and drink a lot of water, I do that whole thing. But one of my favorite things to make is an oxtail boiki with my own dumplings. Yes, Chef Mo.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
I make
We
them
are shook to
myself.
the core. That sounds so good, but doesn't that take hours to make?
It does, but that's the beauty of it. You get up. I like the process of it. You get up, you make the fire, you take your time with it. And I like the suspense when you throw the dumplings in and you seal that lid because you never know what you're gonna get. That's the thing. You never know what you're gonna get, and when it works,
Soul food.
aye.
It works.
Yeah, it
it's
goes down.
working perfectly as we are here in the kitchen today. Now remember to SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get this recipe sent to you. But if you need a little reminder of the steps, watch this.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, I hope you've had your sweet tooth ready as we make a decadent dessert courtesy of Chef Roo after the break. Every day, brave young kids around our country fight their own private battle against cancer. To show them that other kids and families have got their back, a portion of the proceeds from every NutriKids product sold will go to secure the next Clover NutriKids Stockholm in Port Elizabeth, a support base where children undergoing treatments and their families are accommodated, supported, and given a fighting chance against cancer. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Crush Goodness is back to continue sharing the goodness for the third year. They'll be changing the lives of needy school children by donating another 20,000 pairs of school shoes across South Africa to underprivileged schools in 2020. Now, they're also asking you to help share the goodness with your loved ones by purchasing your favorite Crush. Enter with the details on pack, and you can stand a chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand in cash. So get Crush and help. #Share the goodness. Support Crush in giving away another 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children in need. Buy a Crush, dial the number on the pack, and stand a chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand. #Share the goodness. Join us on Afternoon Express weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. as we step into another incredible Crush Goodness journey with Clover. #Share the goodness. Now, nothing beats the sweet taste of victory. Well, actually, there's this Champions Peppermint Tart. Now, not only is it deeply traditional for South Africans to enjoy, it's also the perfect celebratory dessert to salute the Bokke on their World Cup win. Now, you don't want to lose out, so SMS the keyword treats to 33650 to get this victorious recipe. SMSs are charged at R1.50, and free SMSs do not apply. Chef Roo,
yes,
there is a lot at stake here today, because I could be potentially, depending on what you guys vote for on social media, giving away my dessert to Donovan. So we have to make this good.
Right. So we're still in celebration mode. As you can see, we've got the green and gold going. Yeah. We've got our whipped cream here. And so we're going to add our caramel to that.
Stunning.
Yeah. So so you can help me with this.
Okay, and you just put the whole lot
All
in.
of that. So we've whipped our cream to stiff peaks, which means it's not runny, it's not anything, it's solid, nice and solid.
Okay.
So to this, we're gonna add our crushed peppermint chocolate.
Okay. And basically, you can just have as much fun with this, as much peppermint as you want.
As much as you want.
And chocolate, this is just the perfect accompaniment to any main meal.
So when you taste it, you're gonna get bits of chocolate, bits of mint, and that's the whole idea when we with this dish.
Yeah, incorporating the different flavors all the way in
Yes.
there. Okay, Stan.
As you can see, I'm folding it slowly so that it incorporates quite evenly throughout the mixture.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
because you don't want one person to have more than the
Exactly.
other and some clumps. Okay,
Exactly.
keeping it smooth and even.
Yes.
Nice. So you go around and you fold in, around.
Round and fold. And you want
Listen,
to
it's
try?
all about the technique. I have
Yes.
to try this. We're making something proudly South African. I mean, whether it's Malva pudding and peppermint crisp, it's right up there as South African fan favorites.
Yes.
So, of course, we're celebrating the Boka, celebrating all things South African, uniting the nation. We're uniting them for something sweet.
Yes, that's right. Perfect. Thank
Cool.
you so much. So now we're going to move to assemble.
Okay.
The fun part.
Putting it all together.
Putting it all together.
Yeah, I see how you already have those layers. There's a lot to live up to in the kitchen today. Okay.
So we've got smaller ones, easier to manage. We've got our crushed coconut biscuits.
Okay.
And you can use any, digestive biscuits as well. Just a hard biscuit is perfect for this.
I would actually like to try this with a ginger biscuit, just to add.
Ooh,
I know
that
we've
would
got
be-
the festive season coming up, Christmas coming up.
I think
so a nice,
that would be
ginger
good.
base would be nice.
Yes. So
Yeah.
to that, I'll just add a dollop of this, and then you can do that with another layer.
Okay, so we just. Oh, okay. Ay, buko palis. Hey,
It's
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
you
yeah,
can just
yeah.
tip it in, it's
Okay,
all
yeah,
right.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
You know, this is what happens when you try help. No,
You're
I'm
doing
joking.
really well. Thank you.
Oh, and then, of course, you can also add whatever else you like to add into this recipe. If you want to add some freshness, more freshness to this, I guess you can just, sprinkle some berries on top.
Yes. So you can just add a final layer, and then we're going to top it with our chocolate.
Okay. I don't want to make too much of a mess than I already have.
All right.
Two by two. It's
good.
looking really,
Is
really
it
good.
on the side?
I'm kind of proud of us. This looks really, really nice.
I'm
Something
glad.
sweet for everyone at home. If you would love to try this at home, go ahead, dive right on in.
Okay, so we've got our chocolate. You can just top it up. Sorry.
Looking really, really good.
And
some edible flowers.
And to top it all off, some mint, because remember, this is peppermint. So we've got that just to finish it off.
Mint leaves, a nice touch.
Really nice.
Ah, this looks really good.
I think you've won this one.
Social media, you better come and vote for me because I clearly had the best tortilla. I need to get a double dose of this delicious, delicious dessert. So to get the ingredients list and link to this winning recipe, SMS the keyword treats to 33650. Now join us at the Afternoon Express dining table for a tasty feast after the break.
peace of mind with an efficient laundry cycle. Feel cooler air even at midday. Enjoy mealtime with food kept fresh all day long. Better inverter, LG Inverter.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, this week we're covering LG's amazing inverter technology, which not only optimizes each of their amazing new appliances, but can also help you save on electricity costs. Their inverter technology has a secret weapon to help you achieve this: speed control. Now, this basically means that your appliances are able to automatically adjust their speed to maximize output and optimize results with less energy and less noise. For example, LG's Art Cool air conditioners save 70% more energy compared to industry standards and cool rooms 40% faster. Adding that amazing design, bespoke finishes, you got a series of appliances that will complete any home and save you money whilst doing so. So, not only are we saving money, not only are we saving electricity, but here we're saving our stomachs because I am hungry. I'm about to dive right on in to this incredible dinner. But you have got your own tortilla here.
Yes.
And I have my own here.
Yes.
For you, what are some of your highlights in terms of visiting Afternoon Express? I mean, walking away from today, what vibe are you walking away feeling?
I'm feeling super excited, you know, because, you know, I walked away knowing that I'm the clear winner here of this tortilla competition.
We're going to find out the true results in a bit.
Super. But also, you know, I mentioned when I like that you brought up the word vibe. I mentioned earlier on that, you know, this new big campaign I'm working on, I am the Minister of Vibe. And as part of being the Minister of Vibe, it involves eating healthy. So I'm ready for summer, you know. So, yeah, going forth, you know, I don't want to give too much away, but follow me on socials. You'll see what that's all about. So that's why I went this route.
Okay.
A lot more vegetables.
Well, a lot to look forward to in your life, but right now, the people want to know who won. Who won for the social media accounts? Okay, we definitely took different approaches. What is your approach? Talk me through your approach to putting together your tortilla.
All right, first of all, I looked at what you were doing and I thought that was too predictable.
Okay.
You know, like I've seen that kind of tortilla a lot. I went for something that was a little bit more butch, a little bit more manly. So the vegetables are not as fine. They're quite chunky. They're quite al dente, you know. We really like trying to push the plant-based revolution right now.
So that's what we're going for. Okay.
That's what we're going for right here. So something that's a little bit more popping, something a little bit stronger, a little bit more crunch.
Okay. Look, I'm not beefing with that at all because I went something completely different. I don't like my tortilla to fall apart when I'm enjoying it. I like it to be delicate. I like it to be all put together, like myself. Hey? So, you know, I kind of channeled my own energy in this. Don't be a hater at all. No, we've got so many people that look up to you, so many people who want to hear from you. Do you have any words of advice, any words of encouragement to young, old, in-between comics out there, people who want to go into the entertainment industry in whatever shape, form or way?
You know, the obvious bit of advice would be, just keep doing it, just keep working hard, all of those things. That's absolutely true. But what I've come to learn recently, so my dad always used to tell me, be yourself. And it took me a very long time to understand what that means because it sounds so cliched, right? But what I've deduced from that and what I try and always tell people is that your story is the most original thing that you carry with you, you know, and if you stick to it and if you believe in it and love every single moment of it, that's what you put out to the world, because that's the thing that's going to make you stand out, you know. They talk about authenticity and vulnerability, etc., and we're always too scared because we think people are going to judge us based on where we're from, how we speak, who our friends were, etc., but that's what makes you original.
Absolutely.
You know, so going forth, and I think in any industry, your story always matters.
Absolutely.
You know, so the more you tell it, the better.
I love to say, or I keep hearing this a lot, and it couldn't be more true, that your individuality is your weapon. That's your secret weapon. What makes you special, what makes you unique, that's what you need to use to make you outshine the rest of the competition in any industry that you go in.
Going back to my favorite quote of all time by Jim Carrey, if you, as an individual, want to find your purpose, always ask yourself this question. What do they need that your talent can provide?
Wow.
Simple as that.
What do they need to make your talent, or rather for you to provide your talent? Such incredible questions, such incredible things percolating. But one thing, we've got our results from social media.
Okay.
The people have voted, and we've asked you who has the best tortilla. Drum roll, please.
Thank you very much. You guys are incredible.
So Team Donovan has 30%, and Team Bunny 7%.
No!
70%.
Wait!
love to get my trophy, please, sir. My trophy.
No ways.
Please, when it's fair and square here on Afternoon Express. Thank you so much, Donovan, for coming
30%.
through. 30%? No, you didn't even.
That's a maths pass mark only.
Dismally failed, my son. No, you're on Afternoon Express, so this is yours. I cannot take all of the desserts. I am sweet enough for the both of us. Thank you so much for Donovan for coming through. We really appreciated you.
I appreciate
we have
you
to
too.
have you come through soon so we can have round 2. Now join us again tomorrow, same time, same place for more Afternoon Express magic. But for now, good night, God bless, and thank you for making my day every day just by tuning in. Mwah.
Afternoon Express. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.